If you've watched Yami Noob for any number of years, you know that I'm a big advocate of living below your means, being cost conscious, and enjoying yourself when it comes with motorcycling. Because if you're trying to build wealth and have an interest in personal finance, well, motorcycles are kind of antithetical to all of that. Vehicles in general are a gigantic waste of money. Taking out a big loan for some car you don't need, or even a motorcycle you don't need, can set you back financially for years and years to come. Cars especially are the biggest zapper of personal wealth you can possibly have. If you want to be rich, you should probably just drive a beater. What I'm gonna do today is paint two different scenarios. One where someone enjoys motorcycling in a financially irresponsible way, and the other where the person enjoys motorcycling in a financially responsible way. I want to show to you guys that there are humongous differences that will add up over time if you don't enjoy motorcycling responsibly from a financial perspective. So let's start off with our first scenario. All right, so we're gonna do this over a 3-year time span. Let's meet our first contender, Fred. Fred's 23 years old. He's fresh out of college and making $60K a year at a desk job. He has decent credit and he decides he wants to ride. Fred doesn't want to wait. He doesn't want to save, and he wants a brand new bike, and he wants it right now. Fred goes out and gets a loan for a Ninja 500 at 8.95%, which is a pretty normal prevailing rate today given interest rates and power sport loans, for 60 months. The out-the-door price was $8,000 flat. Fred managed to get a decent deal. He put $500 down, so he's financing $7,500. He pays $153.54 a month for this brand new motorcycle, and that's not so bad. He can afford it, right? And let's also say he lives in Dallas, Texas for insurance purposes, which Fred will need a high level of comprehensive insurance on this vehicle because technically the bank owns this thing. And so looking at Reddit, that's gonna cost him right around $160 a month. Fred, of course, also needed to take the MSF, and he also needed to get himself some gear. He didn't want to wait to save up to do those things, so he just threw it on a credit card, and he's gonna think about how to pay it off later. His APR on the credit card is 24.99%, and his minimum monthly payment is just $23 a month. That's not too bad, but he is floating $1,250 on that card for right now. But none of that matters. Fred's on the road with a little bit of money down. He's on a motorcycle in some brand new gear and enjoying life. A year goes by and Fred is starting to become bored of his Ninja 500. He thinks it's time to upgrade his motorcycle. He likes that shiny new Yamaha R9. That seems like a pretty sweet upgrade from his Ninja 500, but he still owes quite a bit of money on his Ninja 500. Time to roll it into the new loan. Why not? After a year of payments on his Ninja 500, Fred still owes $6,175 for this motorcycle. The dealer offers him $3,800 on a trade-in. Hey, they gotta make money somehow, right? Fred's never sold a motorcycle before, and he feels like that's fair. He doesn't want to deal with the hassle of putting it up on Facebook Marketplace and dealing with the ankle biters and the scam artists, so he just rolls it into his new loan. This means Fred is rolling in negative $2,375 as a trade-in on his new loan. Worse still, because Fred has had a credit card balance rolling over all these years and interest rates have gotten a little bit worse, it's now going to cost him 11% to get this loan done. Fred's new payment for the Yamaha R9 is $365 a month. Ouch, but he can afford it. He makes $60,000 a year. The other worst part is that because Fred is under 25 years of age and he just bought himself a high-powered sport bike, his insurance rate just went up a lot. Fred is now paying $250 a month for insurance on the Yamaha R9. Fred is still paying the minimum on his credit card because, well, these bike expenses are starting to add up between the payment, the insurance, the gas. Then he figures, well, he's got to get some new gear to match his R9 as well, too, so he throws a little bit on that credit card as well. Fred buys new tires, an exhaust, a tail tidy, blinkers, levers, and all the spicy mods to keep up with his boys. And that credit card balance is getting pretty spicy now. He also buys GoPros, Insta360s, and a drone for good measure, too. And yeah, he hasn't been saving any money this entire time. He posts up the videos on Instagram and YouTube, and people validate the crap out of him. He loves it. They're saying, yo, sick bike, dude. You look so awesome. That is so badass. Year 2 ends, and Fred decides he's ready to upgrade once again. The Yamaha R9 it's not quite fast enough to keep up with his buddies on the highway. But this is good news. Fred just got himself a promotion. He's now making $80,000 a year. Well, Fred, time to roll out the red carpet and get yourself what you deserve. You've worked hard for the last 2 years. Let's go get a Panigale V4S. After a year of owning the R9 and making his regular payments, Fred still owes $14,137 on the loan. Remember, he had to roll in the Ninja 500 loan on top of that, and his interest rate was pretty high. And the first year that you make payments, you're only really paying for interest because the loan hasn't amortized correctly yet. No matter, time to trade it in, and he really doesn't want to deal with Facebook Marketplace again because his bike's got all the latest mods and all the greatest stuff on it, and these people just don't see what it's really worth, and so he's just going to go ahead and trade it into the dealer. And he's also going to do that because he has a loan on the vehicle and he can't really sell it secondhand. The dealer offers him $9,000 for that R9, meaning Fred has $5,175 of negative equity on the R9. The Panigale V4S's MSRP is $33,895 plus his negative equity means that we are loaning out quite a bit of money to get this thing. But his interest rate came down a bit, and that's good. Fred's 25 now, so have a slightly better insurance rate. But at 60 months and 10% interest is gonna be $902 a month, and he's spending $300 a month in insurance, and his credit card balance got up to $6,000. Fred buys several new pieces of gear and keeps spending like there's no tomorrow. But unfortunately, disaster strikes, and Fred crashes his Panigale V4S and totals it. He hits his out-of-pocket maximum for his health insurance plan, which he has through his employer, which good for Fred. He would have been in a real pickle if he didn't have health insurance, because this country is crazy when it comes to healthcare costs. So he hits that $6,000 max out-of-pocket. He hasn't been saving money this entire time, so that $6,000 expense that came out of nowhere is now quite a bit of a pickle. He has to throw that on 2 different credit cards to be able to float that debt. The insurance pays out a fair market value to Fred for the value of the Panigale V4S, which is below market value, and because Fred did not have gap insurance, this is now going to be a very expensive lesson he is going to learn. Fred gets a check for $27,500 for the Panigale, meaning that he actually still owes $10,000 on the original loan he took out to get this vehicle. Fred's also carrying a balance of $8,700 on his credit card from all the mods, cameras, tires, track days, and silly things he ended up doing with his motorcycles over the last 2 years. So after 3 years of riding motorcycles like there's no tomorrow, Fred owes about $24,700 in high interest loans spread across several credit cards, a bank balance on a motorcycle he no longer owns, and he doesn't really even know if he's gonna ride anymore. I hope all the Instagram footage, YouTube content, and the memories were worth it, because Fred is now possibly in a position where he's never going to meaningfully build wealth. He can't save for a home. He can't save for retirement because he has to service all this crazy debt on an $80,000 a year salary. Not good. So that's a fast track on how to ruin yourself financially with motorcycles by making poor decisions. But if you prioritize all the flashy, cool, fun stuff constantly, that's what's gonna happen. All right, if you told me that I would have 2 yellow giveaway bikes for 2024, I don't think I had that on my bingo card, honestly. But this is our Cosmic Yellow Street Triple 765 RS. This is our new giveaway bike on yammynoob.co. Become a member for your best chance to win. You can stack up your entries, assign them to this giveaway bike, and then we do more giveaway bikes. You can do that as well. You get access to the Discord server, exclusive content, discounts on merch, and so much more. Head over to the website and do not miss your chance to win this machine. Now, let's look at another example. Let's talk about Jose. Jose is also 23 years old, just like Fred. He works as a contractor and makes right around $60,000 a year when you factor in overtime. Jose likes to pay for everything cash. Not that he doesn't like credit cards, but he just prefers being diligent with his money, paying for things cash and not worrying about it later. He wants a motorcycle to save a little bit of money on gas and have some fun on his commute. Jose works a little bit harder for the next 3 months and manages to save $3,500 and finds a great deal on a used SV650. He's responsible, he loves the sound it makes, and he thinks it's a great motorcycle. Better yet, it's already gonna come equipped with an exhaust and some nice tasty mods. Jose also saved up and paid for his MSF course and his gear in cash as well. He found some great deals on some closeout items, and he managed to score all of this for $600. Jose rides his SV650 to work and back every day. He loves it. He's enjoying life. He's meeting other riders. He's having a lot of fun with his motorcycle, learning the ropes, and getting acclimated to motorcycling. Jose also saves a lot of money by owning his bike outright and getting a great insurance policy. The motorcycle's not worth very much anyways, and so he manages to score a policy for $50 a month. A year passes and Jose decides, I want to try something new. He's a little tired of his SV650 and he likes the Japanese 600 class. He sees that people are asking crazy prices for used R6s and he finds a really good deal on a GSX-R 600. He wants to stay in the Suzuki family anyways. He lists his SV650 for sale on Facebook Marketplace because he has the title in hand, and it goes pretty quick for $3,200. Jose was able to put away about $3,500 last year, managed to save up a little bit of coin, and now he wants to take the 32 he got from his SV, the 35 he saved up, and pick up a GSX-R 600 that he found used on Facebook Marketplace. It's a 2013 model, it's pretty clean, it's got pretty low miles, and Jose is super happy with it. His insurance does go up a teensy bit. It is a fully fared sport bike, but because he has it owned outright and it's a relatively older model that's not worth very much money, his insurance doesn't end up being that much. Jose keeps his same set of riding gear he had when he started. There's no need to upgrade or change anything anyways. Don't fix what isn't broken. Jose also doesn't buy any fancy GoPros or Insta360s or stuff like that. He kind of doesn't really care about social media. He posts up a couple photos and videos for his friends and family on his local WhatsApp channels. Jose's GSX-R 600 has an unforeseen maintenance issue, and that's going to cost Jose $500. Ouch. But no problem, Jose was able to fix the issue himself by watching a YouTube video and getting a couple tools, and he thinks he's pretty competently learning how to be a mechanic on his little GSX-R 600. Another year goes by and Jose is ready to try a new bike. He realizes that high-powered sport bikes might not be his thing and he wants to try something that can do longer miles. He finds a great deal on a V-Strom 1050 for $8,000. He lists his Gixxer for sale, he gets $6,000 for it, he takes $2,000 that he saved up and he buys a V-Strom cash. He doesn't modify it much beyond getting a different tail bag to allow it for longer trips. He was able to save a little bit of money last year. He ended up getting a little bit of a promotion at his job, making about $80,000 a year, and he decided, I'm gonna get a little piece of new gear, maybe a new helmet, new jacket, match my new V-Strom 1050. I've worked pretty hard, I deserve it. Jose now has 3 years of motorcycling experience and memories, and he doesn't owe anybody any money at all. Even better, he fully owns his V-Strom 1050, so if he wants to sell that thing for $7,500, he can pretty much at any time. He rode responsibly, made a few mistakes as we all do, even encountered a maintenance issue that cost him $500, which really sucks, but at the end of the day, he got to do motorcycling the right way. Jose wants to keep riding for the long term and enjoy what motorcycling has to offer. So, what's the moral of the story? Let's find out. Motorcycling in general is a bad financial decision and it's very risky. It's dangerous and it doesn't really make a lot of sense. But none of us make it out alive from this crazy world that we live in, and we have to spend time doing things we want to do. There is a really slippery slope that can happen with motorcycling that can put you in a position that would be very, very hard to crawl out of, even for someone making a relatively high professional wage. As we saw in the example of Fred, his life may not be over, but it is significantly crippled compared to what Jose was doing. And look, you don't have to live like a minimalist monk. I don't advocate that you just keep buying $3,000 beater motorcycles, although you'd probably have a really fun time doing that. You could balance the two ways of doing things. Sure, you could maybe get a 12-month 0% credit card and float a little bit of money on there if you're responsible. But the problem is, a lot of people say that they're going to be responsible with debt, and then they're just not. Constantly consuming, chasing the newest and flashiest thing, and telling yourself that you deserve certain things is a really quick way to end up in a poor place financially. That applies to all of life, not just motorcycling, but I like talking about bikes because I think these are really good corollaries for things that happen in our lives. If nothing else, motorcycling definitely follows the following quote: don't spend money you don't have to impress people you don't even know. Ride a sensible motorcycle and sleep well at night knowing that you don't owe anybody anything. On a personal level, I see a lot of YouTubers buying crazy stuff and trying to flex them all the time, and I really think it sends a poor message to people out there. Broke people tend to be the most flashy and ostentatious, and wealthy people usually whisper along in life and fly under the radar. Hell, some of the richest people I've ever met in my life wear beater t-shirts and shorts all the time. And look, at the end of the day, motorcycles pretty much all do the same thing. They all give you that special feeling of twisting the throttle and hitting the open road. So don't hear the siren's call to get some insane Panigale that you really don't need, or if it's even a Yamaha R9 that's gonna really stretch your bank. Because having high interest rate debt early on in life is just robbing you of the time you could spend building wealth and saving. If you're very young watching this video, I implore you, get started saving right now. Don't let motorcycling get in the way of that, and do not take out loans to do this. It's not a good idea. I can speak from personal experience in my early 20s. I've been there and I've done that. It was a really stupid idea, and I'm very happy to say that today I have zero debt and it feels really good. Thanks for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll catch you guys in the next one. See you later. All right, everybody, this video is over. There's no more to watch on this beautiful video between me and you, but this Triumph Street Triple 765 RS is available on yammynoob.co as a giveaway bike. Hit that link while you're waiting for the next video to load. Become a member. It'll take you as easy as 1, 2, 3, and then you're signed up to win. How cool is that? Papa Yam's giving away 54 bikes. You could be the next one.